Productivity is all the rage today. Attention span has definitely come down and it's lesser than that of a goldfish. 80% of your work gets done with 20% of your efforts. Time is the most expensive commodity. It is very common that things can go wrong no matter how much ever you plan. Having said that, there are some principles which, if you can actually understand the nuances of it, can help you get things done at a much faster pace. Today we are going to talk about 5 such scientifically proven laws which govern the world. Trust me, these are certain things, after you hear about it, just try and understand, you can relate it into your real life. And that's the beauty of these laws. Because it kind of happens in everybody's lives. So without any further ado, let's get into the topic. Hello everyone, this is Kapil Reddy, founder and CEO of Zubali. Today we are going to talk about 5 laws that govern the way we work across the world. So the first one we talk about is, I think most of you would have heard about it already. It's called the Pareto Principle. Of course, I don't have the pronunciation exactly done, but irrespective of it, let's call it Pareto's Principle. As per it, 80% of your work gets done with 20% of your efforts. If you have 10 hours worth work, usually you get the best work done in 2 hours of time. Or let's say you do 20 sales calls per month, usually out of it, 4 calls will probably give you the best results. And this is usually applicable in most of the scenarios. It's just that we don't realize it. But once you start realizing it, I think you'll start optimizing your time around what is the most important part. So what is the 20% of the thing which you want to do to get the best results possible. So try it out in your, let's say, a professional day or in your student life. And also in some scenarios, just understand this 80-20 principle. And I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised with the results. When I first knew about it, I was definitely taken aback. But the more I got used to it, it made a lot more sense. The second one is Parkinson's law. As per it, whatever time you give to a certain task, you can probably accomplish it during that time. But let's say if you reduce the time, you can still finish the work during that time. Simply put, let's say if you want to build a house in 1 year, probably you can do it. But if you have a deadline, say you want to build this in 4 months, you can 100% do it. I can give the best example from my own perspective. What all we set out to do for 6 months of time, we've cut short and thought, why don't we do it in 2 months of time? And guess what? We were 100% able to achieve it. End of it, it's all about the time you want to allocate to a particular task. And the more time you give, the more the work gets extended. As simple as that. Again, in this way, once you realize the true nature of time and give priority accordingly, you will save a lot of time. That is something which will give you incremental benefits moving forward. So always remember, whenever you are allocating a task, you're spending some time on a task, think about this Parkinson's law and try to optimize your time to where it actually can get into. Because end of it, I keep repeating it, we're all racing against time. Time is the most expensive commodity, which we cannot get back. So the only way for us is to optimize it to the maximum extent possible. And Parkinson's law is one such principle which proves it again. Next is Carlson's law. Swedish economist Carlson has proposed about this, which is you get a lot of work not done due to interruptions. So interrupted work is much more ineffective compared to uninterrupted work. And that's why, and the reason for it is the context switching. And there's a cost associated with it. The moment you start switching between too many things, trust me, your focus is lost and you're not able to achieve the best results possible. I'm pretty sure you would have experienced. And now we are in this world where it's the information overload era. And there are a number of apps which are vying for your attention, which are trying to grab your attention. And more than ever, we are losing a lot of time and focus and productivity because of this context switching. So try to have uninterrupted work as much as possible. If you're getting constant interruptions, be it notifications or pings or calls or whatever it is, just try to avoid them as much as you can if you really want to get the real work done. Unless you get to a certain habit of doing it, it's not at all possible. And of course, like one founding principle of Zubali is to minimize the context switching. Ideally, we are trying to get all your learning done in one place. We are trying to give you all those tools which will help you in your learning journey. And that's how we are trying to minimize your context switching cost. So this is one thing, again, I'm pretty sure once you start experiencing it, you will understand for yourself. Fourth is Illich law. Again, I'm sorry if I am wrong with the pronunciation, but irrespective of it, it's also known as the law of diminishing returns. As per it, if you spend too much time on a particular task, automatically the productivity usually comes down. Let's say you're working on a project for a lot, like let's say 4 or 5 hours at a stretch. It can probably mean lesser productivity. Again, there might be exceptions, but as per the results, the scientific results we've got, usually 90 minutes is your productive time. So after 90 minutes, just take a break, take a step back, maybe sip a coffee or have a quick chat or just scroll through something and then get back to your work again. In this way, your brain has the time to recharge and then you can get things done at a much faster pace. So try doing it for yourself and again, see the difference for yourself. So end of it, as I told, what all I'm trying to say is based on the scientific research that's already out there. But 100% there will be some exceptions. It's like everything in life, one size doesn't fit all. So try to understand what fits you and try experimenting with these things and understand if it's actually suiting what we are trying to do. The fifth and final law is Murphy's Law. This is the most commonly cited law. As per this, anything can go wrong if it will go wrong. So if you can anticipate that before you start a task that something can go wrong, if you can predict like maybe this is where we might go wrong, you will be more prepared for the situation. You can probably tackle the situation in a much better way. So in this way, anything can 100% go wrong. So be always prepared for it. And if you're more prepared, the better you can get at the solution. So, and this is not uncommon at all. It is very common that things can go wrong no matter how much ever you plan. So always be prepared for that uncertainty and you will do much better compared to your peers. So now that you're done with understanding these 5 laws, try using it in your real world scenarios. Try to understand the nuances of it and try to experiment with it to see the results for yourself. Once you get habituated to it, I'm pretty sure you will see a significant spike in the way you're doing things and in how you're going to get more productive. As I told, the whole idea of this series is for us to create more awareness around some simple techniques which anybody can use. Productivity shouldn't overwhelm you. Unfortunately, given all the advice we're getting from all corners, a lot of people are feeling it very overwhelming, and that's what we want to reduce. So our whole idea is to give you such simple tips to make sure you're getting your work done on a daily basis much more efficiently. That's it for this week. Until next time, just please let us know what else you want us to cover, and do subscribe, like, comment and share your feedback. And most importantly, we have a number of hot updates coming on Zoopally. I am very excited, our team is very excited, and we can't wait to show it to you. And the early response has already been tremendously good, and we're only waiting for the wider audience to give us the feedback. So until next time, have a great week. See you all. Bye-bye.